Coming up, a long-awaited mental health team is ready to help answer some police and fire calls. Plus, no defunding here as Coconino County Sheriff deputies get a raise. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Tori Smith.
And I'm Liam Combs. Thanks for tuning in.
A storm system is making its presence known throughout much of Arizona, bringing a decent amount of precipitation. NAZ Today's Hannah Ware joins us live in the studio with a weather update.
Thanks, Tori. Now, I know we would typically see weather later in the show. However, with such an intense weather storm, we figured we'd kick off with weather, recapping what's happened today and as what we can expect for later in the evening as well. Now, of course, we've seen that precipitation today, but that warning did end at 5 p.m., but we will still see that weather continuing through the night. Now, for people in the high country, expect some light snowfall if you're about 7,200 feet or above. Anybody below that where we're at, you can just expect some rainfall. And for you light sleepers out there, expect some thunderstorms rolling in as well. Now that is all I have for now, but stay tuned later for our weather forecast.
The Coconino Board of Supervisors approved a set of raises for sheriff deputies and correction officers. NAZ Today's Matt Kienitz is live in the studio with more.
The Coconino County Sheriff's Office has struggled with recruiting and keeping employees. And as employment drops, so does the safety of the community. The Board of Supervisors came up with a plan to help battle these struggles. We went down to the Sheriff's Office to see what changes are in the works. Since COVID, the Coconino County Sheriff's Department has seen a major drop of employment. In an effort to change this, the County Board of Supervisors approved a $1.4 million compensation plan to attract more employees. Sheriff Jim Driscoll says it has been hard to keep good employees.
I think the biggest thing is our compensation levels. We were not competitive with a number of other agencies around the state, and we were having people, we were becoming a training ground for some of the other agencies after we would train them, and they would hire them away. And that way they have trained officers, and they were able to save those training costs.
These races will create a step plan that will ensure new employees are compensated for their work, as well as retention payouts every few years.
That every year that the county gives raises, there's a percentage that is given to all those officers. So every year you know you're going to get a percentage raise, whether you're in detention or in patrol, for a total of 8 years.
Despite the job being demanding and difficult, Driscoll says that this plan will provide competitive salaries and will make the Coconino Department a more desirable place to work.
And it can be very difficult and demanding. And we're hoping now that through this new pay plan that we become more attractive to people and wanting to get into this line of work.
Driscoll says right now the main priority is to get the staffing levels back up. Matt Kienitz, NAZ Today.
The state of Arizona is ahead of the times as they are the first to allow citizens to add MVD-issued driver's licenses to their Apple wallets. The new motto is out of the line and safely in the sky. For the time being, this feature can only be used at TSA security checkpoints. Apple says the electronic license is just as safe as the real thing. In other news tonight, Flagstaff's plan to reduce the load on police officers is taking shape. An alternate response team is now in operation that would respond to some mental health calls that would normally be handled by police. Flagstaff's new CARE team is dispatched to 911 calls involving mental and behavioral health, as well as substance abuse. City Council member Adam Shimoni, a longtime advocate for an alternate response, says as of now there is only one team that works 10 hours a day, but that is subject to change depending on their performance.
So the next steps for the CARE team is to go from 10 hours a day to full-time. Right now we have one unit going 10 hours a day. And that needs to be proven to be successful and something that we just get off the ground and going before we can reinvest in further and make it a full-time effort and potentially even multiply the effort to be, three vehicles at once.
Shimoni says the CARE team will report back to City Council on a monthly basis to decide what tweaks may be needed to improve the process.
And the CARE team goes off on its own, no police escort, no fire escort, on their own to the call location. And does their best to support the individual, They don't have weapons. They're wearing street clothes. They have food. They have snacks. They have beverages. They have resources. They have the ability to transport someone if needed, and they're really out there to provide compassionate care in helping someone in any given situation that they're in.
Coconino County Sheriff Jim Driscoll says this is a step in the right direction, but there is more work to be done to deal with mental and behavioral health in the justice system.
I mean, I look at our jail right now, and most jails have 30 to 40% of the inmates within those institutions have mental health issues, and many of them don't belong in jail. But what's the alternative?
Driscoll says jail does nothing to help mental illness and can actually make it worse. He says there not only needs to be an alternate response, but services to rehabilitate people struggling with these issues, something that Councilmember Shimoni is considering.
I'm in communication with the NAH, the hospital, about potentially seeing if we can do something as part of their new plan for their project, out by the airport. But there's also a treatment center being considered within the city limits out near the mall.
Shimoni says the new hospital campus, as well as the treatment facility, are options the council is considering, but want to move one step at a time. Shimoni says he hopes the CARE team will set an example for other cities across the nation to improve the response given to those in need of crisis mental health care.
For our tax tip of the day, Brian Watson with the IRS warns about email phishing scams. He says this applies not just to tax season, but in everyday life. However, he says you can protect yourself.
Sometimes these messages claim to be from your bank or from Amazon or PayPal or sometimes from the IRS. They're just trying to steal your personal information. So if you get an email and you're not sure if it's legitimate or not, don't click on any links. Look at it from a desktop computer with a big screen. Hover your mouse over that hyperlink. You're going to realize very quickly it's a scam email.
For more information, check out irs.gov.
A 25-year-old Phoenix woman, Laurelyn Ben, was struck and killed by a train Sunday night in downtown Flagstaff. Police say Ben had just crossed between cars of a stopped Amtrak train on Beaver Street and Route 66 when she walked onto another set of tracks and was hit by a freight train. The engineer of the oncoming train blew the train's horn repeatedly to warn Ben, but it was too late. Medics declared her dead at the scene.
The snow in Flagstaff has been withering away, and with little snow expected, the Arizona Snow Bowl is switching to weekends only starting April.
So we, up at Snow Bowl, we actually do not have a closing date at this time. Our goal is to make it into the month of May. As of April, we will switch to weekends only. So we will be open from Thursday to Sunday every single weekend throughout April from 10 a.m. to 4.
Snow Bowl is now relying on Mother Nature to stay open. From this storm alone, they are currently sitting at 7 inches of snow, and it is still blanketing the slopes.
And it definitely will help us extend our season. We operated our snowmaking machines and through December through February, but now we are just reliant on that natural snow. So it will definitely help us stay open longer.
For more information, visit the Snow Bowl's website on the bottom of the screen.
The Coconino Humane Association is running low on room for new animals. A dog who's one of the longtime residents is still looking for her forever home.
That's right. NAZ Today's Michaela Richardson is live in the studio with this week's Pet of the Week.
Thanks, Tori. This week I got to meet an 18-month-old pointer mix. She may be the mother to a litter, but she has since been spayed.
Meet Zelda, a shy but curious puppy.
So she's very high energy, very nice doggy. She likes to play with people. She likes to play with toys. She likes to chase toys around a lot.
It is suggested that Zelda live in a home with a large backyard and a family able to give her the attention she needs.
She needs to be in a home that's got lots of energy. She hasn't really spent much time inside, so she needs to have some training on what it means to be inside a home.
Even though she loves being outside, she is more suitable for a hike or walk rather than a dog park.
Doesn't really care for other dogs a lot, though, so she probably needs to be in a home without any other dogs.
Zelda has very different opinions when it comes to people and children.
Oh, she does really well with people. She's a little bit slow with strangers, so she just needs a little bit of time to warm up.
Zelda has been at Coconino Humane for 8 months, longer than most of the dogs at the shelter. With part of her adoption fee paid by a volunteer, she is available for only $65. To adopt this lovely dog, go to Coconino Humane Association or go online to coconinohumane.org. Michaela Richardson, NAZ Today.
Coming up, Ukraine is regaining ground in the Russian invasion. Also, the latest on the Oscars and the slap heard around the world. Stay with us.
I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Into its second month of fighting off Russian forces, the nation is seeing some victories. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky continues his calls to NATO for more assistance. CNN's Mary Maloney reports.
Ukraine is gaining ground on Russian forces, reclaiming several villages in a series of counterattacks, including to the east of Kharkiv and northwest of Mariupol, according to local officials.
It's clear that Russian forces are not performing as anticipated.
An enlisted Ukrainian singer traveling the country says morale is high right now.
And united we are, and we will win this war, no doubt for me.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is repeating his pleas for more military assistance.
1% of all the planes of NATO. 1% of all the tanks. That's all we're asking for.
Right now, the United States is very much focused on their air defense needs, and we're delivering multiple capabilities to try and address those requirements.
Now, one Russian general suggesting the country will tighten its focus primarily to the Donbas region.
I don't think we have evidence of that quite yet. Next couple days, the United States, working closely with allies and the Ukrainian government, will be looking for evidence of this shift.
Ukraine's military intelligence head says Russian President Vladimir Putin could be looking to carve Ukraine in two. I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
The Oscars took an ugly turn Sunday when Chris Rock joked about Will Smith's wife, ending in a now famous onstage slap. CNN's Isabel Rosales has the story.
It was a shocking onstage slap, winning the most buzzed about Oscar moment.
Wow!
Seconds before, comedian Chris Rock's joke about Jada Pinkett Smith didn't land with husband Will Smith.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
The onstage blow stunning the audience, leading to wide condemnation and support on social media. Smith's son tweeting, "And that's how we do it." The Academy writing, "It does not condone violence of any form." Pinkett Smith has been open about her struggle with alopecia, an autoimmune disorder that leads to hair loss. G.I. Jane, the 90s blockbuster to which Rock referred, stars Demi Moore with a shaved head. Smith later returned to the stage, accepting the Oscar for Best Actor in the film King Richard.
Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family.
During his emotional speech, Smith apologized to the Academy and fellow nominees, but didn't specifically mention what happened or Rock.
He should not have been allowed to go on stage to make a speech.
Smith appears to have skirted any potential legal fallout. LAPD confirmed Rock declined to press charges. I'm Isabel Rosales reporting.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
I send him a text. He texts me back and say, "Who dis?"
The next few weeks, she just made fun of me, like would answer the door and say, "Who dis?"
Who dis?
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back to NAZ Today, guys. My name is Hannah Ware, and I'll be your student weather forecaster for the night. Looking at our current temperature around 6 p.m., we actually do see 37 degrees and cloudy skies, explaining why our barometric pressure is well below 30 at 29.84, with a relative humidity of 86%. Now, when we move into our current satellite, we do see a lot of coverage in that northwest region, all around Arizona, but pretty much centered in that northern Arizona part of the region. Now, we do have 8-mile-per-hour winds today, and even though that might not seem too strong, combined with that intense weather storm we've seen today, it's quite the chilly day, and that'll continue throughout the night as well. Looking at our highs and lows for today, our high is 45 degrees with the low of 27, and our high is well below our average, about 10-degree difference. Now, last forecast, I was saying about how we were nowhere near that record low, but now we're nowhere near that record high with 70 degrees in 1934. So we've done pretty much a complete 180. Looking at our precipitation today, we've seen 0.23 inches. And even though it's still well below that average, some precipitation is better than no precipitation. When we look at our highs all around northern Arizona and even the outskirts of northern Arizona, Phoenix, Prescott, Sedona, all sitting at a beautiful 68 degrees. Las Vegas, you're sitting at the lowest temperature at a high of 57, and Page, even at a higher region, you're sitting at a beautiful 72 degrees. Now, when we head into tonight, we will see a forecast low of 27 degrees, and heading into the night, that's when our clouds will start dispersing. So even though we haven't really been able to see the sun today, that'll all change tonight when we will be able to see the stars when the sun sets at 6:46 p.m. Now, heading into tomorrow morning, our forecast high will be 55 degrees, sunny skies as those clouds will move away in the region after our low pressure system. Sunrise at 6:16 a.m. As we head into tomorrow for all of northern Arizona, Lake Havasu, beautiful 80 degrees with some good times and tan lines. Phoenix, you've dropped about 10 to 15 degrees with a high of 79. Page still at a beautiful 70 degrees with a low of 46. Now, when we head into the rest of the week for Flagstaff, Wednesday 55 with a low of 29. Pretty much the same thing for Thursday, even though we will expect some precipitation, about 20% chance. Friday through Saturday, we will spike up to those low 60s. Friday, even though you'll be sunny. Saturday, partly cloudy. Sunday, potential rainfall, about 30%. Now, that is all I have for weather, but stay tuned after the break for sports with Michael Manny.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. Why would you do that?
Probably okay isn't okay. Call a cab, a car, or a friend.
Good choice.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
I just found out my work party is a +1. You want to go? This is my boss, Ella.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
You're welcome. Nope, I'm high. But I'll clean the kitchen while you're gone.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Good evening and welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your sports reporter, Michael Manny. It's been quite the past 4 months for incoming NAU freshman quarterback Angel Flores. He won Casa Grande's first state title in 6 decades, graduated high school early, and has now begun his college football career. I caught up with Flores at the first day of spring practice to discuss how he's adjusting to the college level. Just 3 months ago, quarterback Angel Flores led his hometown Casa Grande to its first state title since the late 50s. Graduating high school early, Flores now begins his college career with NAU as spring practice starts. Flores received multiple offers coming out of high school, but something played a huge role in his decision to come to Flagstaff.
Just the coaches, how they stay connected with me the whole way, and just how they'll check up on me all the time. I knew this was a place I'll come here and I'll really be cared about. So really the coaches made a big difference in the recruiting and making me want to come here.
Flores has spent his first months at NAU adjusting to the college level. A challenge he says was made easier by his coaches and teammates.
My first couple months up here was pretty good. It was really cold, so me coming where I come from, I've never seen snow, so coming up here was a lot different, but adjusting's been really good. Coaches, players are really cool here. They welcome me as a family, so it's been quite an easy transition.
At Casa Grande, Flores put up video game-like numbers. He's the only player in state history to throw for 7,000 yards and rush for 3,000 in a career. But his talent on the field isn't the only thing offensive coordinator Aaron Pflugrad first noticed.
Just maturity. You know, he's a guy who has 2 younger brothers, and you know, him and his and mom really taking care of those guys, and really a mentor for them and his teammates. So a mature guy who's beyond his years.
NAU opens the 2022 season against ASU at Sun Devil Stadium, which has a special meaning to Flores. It's the same place he just won a title.
That's an amazing feeling. I was thinking about the state championship game. I was like, hey, I'm going to be back here my first game in college, so it's just a real special and surreal feeling.
Michael Manny, NAZ Today. And in other NAU athletics news, the Lumberjacks women's basketball team may have come up just short of winning the Big Sky. but they've made a huge addition to their roster through the transfer portal. Former Idaho State forward Montana Oltrogi has announced that she is transferring to NAU for her final season. Oltrogi is a Phoenix native who played her high school ball at Xavier College Prep. Oltrogi played in 31 games for the Bengals last season, averaging 10.1 points per game and shooting 38.5% from the field. She also helped lead the Bengals to a conference championship win during the 2020-21 season, where she was named to the 2021 All-Big Sky tournament team. Next season's schedule has not been announced yet, as the NCAA Women's Final Four is set to take place in Minneapolis this Friday, with the National Championship Sunday. Well, that's all we have for sports tonight, but stay tuned for your weather recap with Hannah Ware after the break.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's recap the rest of this week's weather. Wednesday, beautiful 55 degrees with sunny skies. Thursday, sea temperature, although you will see a 20% chance of precipitation. Friday through Saturday, we will jump up to the low 60s, and Sunday, a chance of precipitation at 30%. Now, that is all I have for weather, but back to you two on desk.
Thanks, Hannah. With these warmer temperatures on the horizon, attending First Friday here in Flagstaff may be something you're interested in.
Not interested in, Tori. Definitely. This Friday, April 1st, is the first Friday of the month in downtown Flagstaff, has many events that are open to the public. Many of the galleries and businesses are open from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. for all sorts of fun activities.
Liam, what do you plan on doing this First Friday?
Well, Tori, I'll probably grab a bite to eat with some friends and check out the galleries because they do like local art.
I probably will be doing something very similar. I definitely like grabbing the food around Flagstaff. All those local restaurants are very delicious, as well as that crystal shop is fun to just walk around in. Now, that is all we have for today, but definitely check us out on social medias and tune in tomorrow for another live newscast.